Hey there guys, Intertacast here, aka JediBro95. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. In this video is going to be my first impressions of NBA 2K21. Now, I have not played the game, but I know I've seen some people get the game early, and 2K decided to put up the servers early because they knew a bunch of people got the game, so they were like, fine, whatever. So I've been popping in and out of a bunch of live streams, looking at the game, figuring about what to expect so far for 2K21 on the current gen, and I'm just going to give you my honest thoughts and the things that I have noticed in 2K21. So overall first impressions, keep in mind that none of this is going to be gameplay related, so do take this with a grain of salt because I have not seen too much gameplay. But so far, I am liking the new neighborhood. I like the fact that it is a different. Obviously, I like the fact that it is different from 2K19 and 2K20 because those were the same neighborhoods for the last couple of years. But I'm a huge fan of the fact that the neighborhood does look more bright and colorful, and there's a lot more, flash to it. Instead of dull gray courts, which we've had for the last couple of years, which honestly were an eyesore to look at. I'm not even gonna sit here and hold you. Like that shit was a fucking eyesore, and I'm so glad that 2K got a brand new neighborhood. Um, to be honest, though, I'm hoping the next gen players do see something really amazing for their neighborhood, because obviously they've said that the next gen neighborhood is not going to be the same as the current gen neighborhood. So I hope that the next gen neighborhood is really nice, and it is, definitely worth the wait because yeah, this was definitely I'm glad that there's a new neighborhood, but at the same time, I'm just expecting something huge for 21 on the next gen. Um, Also, I'm glad to see that there are some Kobe tributes around in the neighborhood. I did see some Kobe murals. I did see like in the main menu for the neighborhood. Um, I did see a Kobe 824 mural with Kobe's 2K10 cover photo on the side. So I'm glad that they got some Kobe tributes in there because it is just a shame of his with his untimely passing. 2K was generous enough to go out of their way to pay tribute to one of the greatest players to ever play in the NBA, and just the fact that he died so young was just the real cherry on top of the tragedy that is Kobe Bryant's passing. One thing I did notice as well that I did seem to enjoy. This is just a personal thing for me, but I did notice that 2K, when you go into the stores, 2K got rid of those stupid intro animations. Like, when you go into the store, you talk to like the cashier and shit. Like that shit, I'm not gonna lie, that annoyed me a little bit to have that happen every single time, especially when you walk in the NBA store and like sometimes the NBA store, if it was like near the end of your season in my career, they'd be like, "Yo, so you got some insight on free agency, bro? I don't give a shit what you think about like for free agency and shit. Like, dude, you're just a dude at a as a cashier in a virtual video game. I don't care. Like it was really annoying to see that, and I'm glad that 2K got rid of all those intros because that was just very tedious to have to live throughout the entirety of the year. So thank you 2K for getting rid of that because that shit was just dumb. Um, Also, the choose court is off on its own little thing. They do have the twos court, but there's like the main neighborhood with like the six threes courts, and then off to the side, but by the cages, is the twos court. Personally, I kind of like it that way. That way, all the players that like to just focus on playing twos, uh, they could just go over there and just play their twos games, and the regular players could sit in the main area and play 3v3. Personally, I'm cool with that. I think even in 2K18, I was asking for our own specific area for twos instead of it being right in the middle of the park. Because as much as twos might be fun to play, and don't get me wrong, they are for most people. I've just never been a big fan of twos, nor have I been a big fan of watching twos gameplay all that much because you know it's super boring to watch um, make it take it basketball. I have always been of the belief, and this might be an unpopular one, for twos that you should have to give up the ball every time you score. If that was the case, I probably would play more twos, because in my opinion, the best way to prove that you are actually good at the game and to actually prove that you deserve to be winning games is if you consistently are great on both ends of the floor instead of being an offense, instead of being a James Harden. You know, because that's what really that's in my opinion is what truly separates good players from the great players is being able to be consistently great on both ends. I'm not saying that guys like Ticino, Joe Knows, or Lamonsta, those guys that like to play twos, I'm not saying that they're bad or anything, but just the majority of players that do be winning their park games, they do it on twos because they don't have to play any defense, and I've never really enjoyed that. When 2K brought in the make it take it, when they removed make it take it for 2K17, I'm not gonna lie, that was the only time I was really wanting to play twos. So anyways, that is just my thing. Also, the cages are back. I don't know why 2K has the cages. We have made it clear that we don't want the cages in the game. And I know some people have joked, oh, what if the cages are the best way to rep up this year? I'm going to be honest, even if the cages are the best way to rep up, I still won't touch it. I was proven right about the cages because everybody was hyping up the cages when it was first announced. See, this is another thing I have with this community is everybody was hyping up the cages for about a month and a half, like when they first announced it, and then a month later everyone was like, "Yo, this is the worst game mode ever." And I'm sitting there and I was like, "Okay, yeah, cool. The cages are they're sweet, but in a month and a half, I promise you, they're gonna be dead and no one's gonna want to play it." And lo and behold, a month and a half later, it was dead and nobody wanted to play the cages. So I don't know. Like, do I have some crystal ball in my hand, or do I just know this 2K community? I'll let you guys decide that in the comment section. Also, the rec center is walk-in again. That is probably the biggest disappointment I've had so far this year with 2K21 is the fact that the rec is walk-on. And not only is it walk-on, it's the jerseys, the black and white jerseys again. Look, I'm a huge rec player. I do play a lot of rec center with my boys. Um, and I don't care for matchmaking. If they wanted to keep matchmaking, I can understand it because 2K, more specifically LD, has made it clear on why he thinks 2K should have the matchmaking because everybody gets into games quicker and you're not waiting as long. Okay, I agree with that because I remember back in 2K15 with the regular Owen. You felt the need to disrupt my recording to drop a Tylenol bottle on the floor? You serious? Oi. I apologize. I don't know if I'm going to cut that out or leave it in. I think I'm just going to leave that in because cats. Anyways, where was I? Oh, yeah. With the whole rec center ordeal, I'm cool with them keeping matchmaking. If that is like the best way if 2K feels that is the best way to get consistent games going, that way we're not waiting like 10, 20 minutes. I can understand that because I vividly remember back in 2K15 when the rec center was a thing. People would be waiting 20 minutes. I remember constantly waiting about half an hour some days just to get a game because of how the rec center was going and how the rec center was. But now with the matchmaking, you get into games much faster. I don't have a problem with that. But why do we have to wear the stupid looking black and white jerseys, bro? Like, I hate those things. Those things are gross. Those things are boring. They make me feel branded because in my opinion, walk on rec it's that perfect middle ground between fun of the park and try hard of pro-am. Don't get me wrong, you'll have your try hard teams in pro-am, which I'm gonna be on in the rec center. Which I'm gonna be honest is fun some days. I don't mind playing against some try hard some days. Most days okay, I'm about 50-50. Like half the time I like to play against tryhards. Sometimes I'm just like not in the mood and I just want to beat up on little jimmies because to be honest, I just don't really have the want to play all that serious. But don't get me wrong, you have those teams in there, but that's what the rec center is for. It's that perfect middle ground between sweats and casual, and that's why I like the rec center so much. But the fact that you're just making it a plain branded version of the pro am is I don't like that. I'm not a fan of that. I've been asking for a couple of years to get rid of the black and white jerseys, and unfortunately 2K hasn't obliged. That really made me a little sad. I'm not gonna lie. Also, there is a little spot for the daily spin. The 2K has the bonus spot on the elite spin wheel back. So for those that were concerned that they don't have the bonus spot on the 2K elite wheel, it is back. It was either hiding or they like did some trickery to make you think that it wasn't coming back, but it is. I don't know. I'm not 2K. I can't really decipher why they would do something like that. Stage is now like an underground subway type of game, which I mean, cool. That sounds nice. Um, so that is pretty sweet. Um, couple more things. One more thing about the neighborhood I want to talk about that um, I don't know if I will fully understand right at the moment, or if it's going to be something that is implemented like maybe there's like a secret building that we don't know about for this. Where are events going to be held? Because 2K had the events in the Ante-Up. Are all events just going to be in the stage as well again this year? Like I would imagine so, but I mean that's something that we're probably going to have to wait and see when the time comes. Also, how are they going to do events like Court Conqueror and Rush? Are they going to like have a little separate area in the neighborhood and shit like that to have those type of games? Personally, I'd welcome that because you know Rush and Core Conqueror are really the only events I like to play because like I remember one time me, my buddy Watts, and my buddy Willie, we were playing. I think it was Basketball Gods. It was either Basketball Gods or Form. No, it was Basketball Gods, and we ended up getting lagged out of a lobby. Why I don't know, but we ended up getting lagged out of a lobby because some fucking I don't know who decided to be annoying and just lag people out. So we just decided after that we're never playing these events again because we were really looking forward to playing Basketball Gods because it was like, okay, we felt like we could win Basketball Gods or at least put us in the conversation to have us get a longer wing streak, like 7, 8, like 10, 11, 12, however many games it takes to win the event. I don't know. I think the average win streak is like 20 plus. But we felt like we could do that, and then some little Jimmy just fucking pops up and starts lagging the server. So we're like, yeah, no, fuck this, we're done. So, anyways, my career, moving on to that, you can skip the prelude again this year. You don't have to play the prelude, which thank goodness for that because I've never really been interested in the prelude. I'm glad that you can skip it because I just want to get right into the neighborhood and get into games right away. Maybe down the line, like maybe I'll make another build. Like maybe I'll make my rebounding guard, or I might make a center this year. I might make a shooting glass lock, which is the build I was talking about in my previous video. I might make that later this year, depending on how I'm feeling and depending on how the game shapes out. I might make that build, and I might actually play through the prelude, just because of that, just because I would like to give it a try. But I'm glad that you could skip it because yeah, I just really don't want to play in the prelude immediately. Also for the shot meter, there is shot meter on, off, and then this year they have a free throws only shot meter. So for you pro-am heads that were asking for 2K to put in a free throw only shot meter, which I'm not gonna lie, I was asking for it too, and I'm glad they did. This was obviously before they confirmed the new shot meter and how it works. So there is a free throws only shot meter option. So if you guys want to play with the meter off but have the meter on for your free throws, you can, which is very nice. Also, you can see your opponent's shot meter again. They kept that in the game. I did watch some people try to play twos. I don't know. It's crazy. I was watching these people play, and these guys were sitting there complaining about how trash the game is, and how 2K is just a complete joke, and how the game is a complete joke. Mind you, these guys are 60 overalls with like fucking 2 badges, and they're expecting to be like crazy good. Like what? Like that just doesn't make sense to me how people could think like that. But anyhow, yeah, like 2K this year, like I watching people try to play twos, and yeah, the shot meter was popping up if you had the shot meter on. Although I've never really seen people try to use the shot stick, I think the community might just be completely against it. I'm gonna be honest, I'm definitely gonna use it, or at least give it a try for a little while, and then if I don't like it, I'll just turn the meter off, because I'm not really gonna use the full-on meter, or put free throws only, because you know, timing free throws in without the meter is it's terrifying when you really stop to think about it, especially in those close ass games when you really need the basket or you need the points. So ultimately, those are my first impressions. Like I said, I'm not really expecting too. Like I've said in the previous videos, I am not expecting much from 2K21. 2K21 has already got me 2K already got me looking forward to 2K21 coming out later tonight. There will be a live stream, by the way. Just gonna throw that out there real quick. There will be a live stream for 2K21, so if you are interested in stopping by and checking out the stream, feel free to do so, as I will be streaming as soon as the game goes live. Either that or after I take care of something, because I have things to take care of before I do stream, before I do play. So, yeah, do let me know if you guys did watch any of the 2K21 gameplay. Do let me know in the comment section below what you truly thought about the game. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What would you? Are you excited for the game? Are you not? Feel free to just tell me, guys. And also subscribe if you guys are new. Turn on notifications and be sure to like this video if you guys did enjoy this video. But with that, I'm out. Peace. Oh yeah, one more thing before I do end up wrapping up this recording, because I was just thinking about this as I was editing the video and looking over it. 2K people have confirmed today that in order to even get the pro dribble moves, you have to have an 85 ball control this year. Personally, again, this might be an unpopular one, much like the rec center, much like the twos thing, but I'm happy about that. I am truly happy about the fact that you actually have to be a great ball handler to get good dribble moves, because that was one of the biggest problems, in my opinion, with the stretch bigs in 2K19 was the fact that they could get access to good dribble moves like Pro 2 behind the back, or was it Pro 3 behind the back? That was the OD one. I think it was Pro 3 behind the back in 2K19. That was OD as fuck. They got access to all these good dribble moves like Pro 1 spin, behind the back 3, Pro 3, moving crossover Pro 8. Like, they got all these great dribbling moves just because they had a 70 ball control. So I'm glad the 2K did bring that in. I know it might be an unpopular one because I know there's a lot of stretch playmakers that are creating that want that 70 ball control to get those pro moves, but truth be told, guys, that was kind of one of the reasons that brought unbalance to the game in 19, and what made stretch big so amazing was the fact that they had good dribble moves and they could handle the ball very well. I don't know, but I will say this though: if you could still pull off a good ISO stretch big build, then you have my respect. But anyways, now I'm out. Peace.